Hey everyone, welcome to the EV show by Ludicrous Feed Live. Thanks for joining us. Today is the 21st of May, 2025, 8 p.m. in Sydney. Hope you're all having a good day. And if you're watching us on the live stream, make sure you drop a comment. If you're watching us on replay, hello as well. And if you're listening to us on audio podcasts, hey, thanks for having us in your car or kitchen or wherever you may be watching or listening to us today. So great of you to join us as always. Let's say hello to some of our regular guests as always. Let's say hello to, of course, Riz Akhtar himself. Hello, Riz. How are we?
Yo, for the third week of the live stream, I'm not in a plane. I've done all the deals. Bonsai's ready to go. And I think next week I'll be in Saudi Arabia closing some more airline deals.
Another partnership maybe, Riz? Like Virgin and Qatar, perhaps?
Look, and I'd say Air Force EV1 type of deals.
Oh, better be electric.
Yeah, exactly. We need electric planes.
That's it. Thanks, Riz, for joining us. And also hello to Roland from Zapped AU EV YouTube channel. Hey, Roland, nice of you to join us.
Hey, Tom. Hey, Riz. Good evening, all.
And if you haven't subscribed to Roland yet, what are you doing? Check out his link in the video description of this live stream. So yeah, go ahead and subscribe to Roland. Good stuff there on his channel. All right, let's say thank you to our sponsors as always before we get going on tonight's show. So let's thank mycar, Tyre Auto. Thank you also to Hankook Driving Emotion and also Carloop data to empower Australia's EV revolution. And I also want to mention that there is another EV show coming up very shortly in Australia, namely Melbourne. And Riz and myself will be involved with that. That is the, let's put it up here. That is the Melbourne International EV Autoshow. So that is coming up, Riz. Remind me, that is in late June, I believe.
It is, I think, 27th to 29th.
That's right. So Riz and I will be on stage sometime during those 3 days, hosting panels, giving talks, answering questions, hopefully. And yeah. If you'd like to come along, if you're in Melbourne, if you're not, otherwise head on down. And there are tickets there on this link. I'll leave that in the video description below as well. And there's some special Ludicrous Feed, special price tickets for you too. So 27, 28, and 29 of June 2025. Very soon. So check those tickets out. All right, gents, lots to talk about as always, but let's say hello to our regular guests as usual. So let's hello to It's Only Dale. Hello there. Hello, Scott Hutchins. Let's just put the music down just a bit there. There we go. Hello also to Steve Potter. Hello. And hello to Lewis as well from Brisbane. It's raining in Sydney, so yeah, not raining in Brisbane anymore, thankfully. Hello to Jason. Looks like it's also very wet in the mid-north coast of New South Wales. And hello to Kevin, joining us from Lakeland, Florida. Thanks for joining us. Hello to SWS as well. Sorry, let me pause that. There we go. Hello to Tassie Evie. Hello from Hobart. Hello, Murray S. Yeah, Strolling Sydney says, Sydney train chaos. Yes, lots of rain, and I think there was a live wire on one of the trains yesterday that caused a bit of chaos. I think it's still going on at the moment, so hope you guys in Sydney are getting home safely. Hello to Gaffer. Hello, Justin Hong. And hello for the Burbs. And hello, Gene. Yes, that's right. Team Seal finally got their software update in this last few days, so we'll go through that as well during the show. Hopefully we'll post a video about that too. All right. Hello, Jason. Yes, I said hello already, didn't I? Hey, Hollywood Rizmeister. Yeah, the Bonza Saver, we should call him.
Resurrector.
I love it.
Airline Resurrector. There you go.
Fantastic. Hey, Rob S. Hey. Thanks everyone for joining us. That's great. All right. So, gents, I wanted to, of course, talk about what's been talked about a lot this week, which is, of course, the full self-driving demonstration in Melbourne. We can't kick off the show without talking about that. So let me just share that video for everyone. If you haven't seen it yet, here is a Highland or new Tesla Model 3 driving around the streets of Melbourne. Well, the car is driving this person, this engineer testing it. Let's watch it together, guys. So, yeah, I might turn the music down just a bit so we can concentrate on the footage. So, Riz, you can probably talk us through this. This is your part of the wood, right?
Yeah, that's right. When I'm not up in the air, I'm down in Melbourne, and there the car has just done a hook turn. For anyone that's familiar with that in Melbourne, it's not the easiest thing to do. Speeding through, not really speeding through, but driving through Chinatown, Little Bourke Street. Um, the way it's sort of, they fast forward all the sort of pedestrian interactions, but it does a pretty good job. Like, stops where everybody lets him go. This is the main Swanston Street strip where a bicycle veered into the car, but obviously realized the car was there and car had stopped. And still traveling further down. I think eventually we'll turn onto King Street and go down towards Flinders Street. On its way to its destination, which is I think a pretty popular site here in Melbourne. Navigating through the traffic. I think there's a section here where it goes past a construction zone, and it's quite interesting how it sort of navigates that. Oh, maybe it's already gone so fast.
Yeah. Past the tram lines, under the bridge here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know Melbourne as well as you, Riz, but been there a few times in my life, and yeah, it's a pretty busy city. Yeah, I mean, obviously as an outsider looking in, it's extremely busy because I don't know the roads at all, and I don't know how to do a hook turn just yet. But I was pretty impressed with the way FSD handled that well, and obviously parking up in Crown here as you would as when you come to Melbourne. But
well, that's it, and it was interesting the way it did that U-turn around just to get up the driveway towards Crown at the very end. Now, I've seen videos of Xpeng and other similar systems, and a good friend of ours, Mark Rainford in China, he's tested it a couple of times. The G6 struggles to do U-turns in China, and this has done it pretty easily. Obviously, it's done the hook turn as well, which is, I think, more impressive. But yeah, quite good that, got to its destination, Crown Casino, pretty close to the convention center and that sort of Yarra River front as well. So yeah, very impressive. And it came out of the blue, this clip.
That's right. And I think there was one that dropped in Paris as well. So yeah, good to see Tesla trying it in new cities outside of the US. I think to be fair, this U-turn is, I think, a dedicated lane, probably with an arrow. So I'd like to see it do a 3-point turn or a U-turn by itself. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, that was very impressive. The hook turn was great. The cyclist that veered into it still avoided it. That was pretty cool. And through all the busy pedestrians through through all the little lanes in Melbourne. So yeah, great to see. And hopefully Tesla will drop more videos like this so we can do more commentary on this too.
Now, Roland, this is not the top spec version of FSD because it's still supervised. The top spec really is unsupervised.
Unsupervised.
What are your comments on this? It's pretty impressive that it's here.
I think it's genuinely impressive. I think I'd like to see what the official statement is when the time comes on the people that have committed to that software already. Like, thankfully, when we bought our Model X, it's got FSD already. But being a hardware 3, because it did have the upgrade, I do wonder, like, there'd be other people in the same position with a Model 3 or Model Y, what they're going to do with that. The one thing that I think I'd love to see, hopefully in a future video, and that's probably more biased because I drive around those times, is what about the switch between school zones? Like in Sydney, there's always the speed camera around the corner waiting to, capture you. So if it hits that time, is it going to recognize that time and actually slow down to that regard?
It was the car, Roland. It wasn't me. I swear, officer. Like, seriously, the car was the one. Yeah, no, I agree. I think there's a lot of hurdles we still need to overcome, but yeah, it's still very impressive to see that in action in our part of the world, right? I want to see it, Roland, as you know. I want to see it navigate the DFO roundabout in Sydney. What do you reckon?
Oh, that's like number one. It's that one, and then for the ones that know Sydney, the Paulding Street one out in Fairfield, out west, that is also like a smaller version of the DFO roundabout. I think they are the highest rated accident sites in Sydney.
Yeah, crazy. And I wouldn't mind seeing this video in like real time with audio as well, just to, if you can capture some of the audio, like the pedestrians' reactions to it, maybe if you see any of that, because it's hard to see sometimes in fast forward. But look, I think hats off to Tesla, and I think it's certainly something I would love to watch and like use just to sit there and watch it go through Sydney or Melbourne or wherever in real time if and when it eventually FSD does drop in Australia. So fingers crossed on the channel. We will monitor that, of course, for you guys. So stay tuned. Yeah, Scott, you know what I'm talking about. DFO roundabout for the win. Well, not meant for the win, but for something. You can't avoid that thing, unfortunately, if you want to go that way. Yeah. Oh, here we go. I want to see it deal with Spaghetti Junction in Springvale. I think that's in Brisbane.
That's in Melbourne. Very close to sort of where I'm based, and yeah, it's a 5-way intersection, and it's grown bigger and bigger over the years, and yeah, it would be pretty difficult to navigate that as well. But yeah, I guess we're just waiting to see when the software officially gets released, the supervised version anyway. And as you were sort of saying, Roland, I think it's going to be hardware for cars first with the new camera hardware before any of the hardware 3 stuff comes through.
I believe Tesla is launching Cybercab in Austin, Texas next month as a trial. So that'll be good to see it in prime time. So yeah, that'll be very interesting. I also want to see it take on, I think it's called the Magic Roundabout for anyone from the UK watching. It's like 2 roundabouts joined together. It's pretty crazy and pretty wild going through it as a regular driver. I'd love to see FSD navigate stuff like that, right? Yeah, Gaffer, I agree. I want to see it deal with coal trucks that don't care, plus B-doubles, etc. here in the Gong. Yeah, anywhere on the freeway. Exactly.
Well, the word on the street around the Gong is that there's one man that's been undercover and testing it for as long as we know. I think he's got direct contact with Elon as well as Nash himself. So right. I think it's all sorted for the Gong because he's got an order for about 100 Cybertrucks, and you can't let that down.
Well, I think there's a massive inventory of Cybertrucks, so Nash, I'm sure he can probably help Tesla out and buy a few. Yeah, oh, here we go. Austin trials using Model Ys. Okay, sorry, I apologize. That is Model Y, not Cybercab. I knew something was happening in Austin, Texas. What if it is high alert for Ford Rangers? Yeah, yep. Toyota Hilux, maybe. Can it navigate dual lane roundabouts? Yeah, DFO roundabout in Sydney. Bring it on. That's like Australia's worst roundabout. If it can navigate that, then I'm convinced. So bring it on. Yep,
sold.
All right, bit more Tesla news. So we've got Riz, Tesla Model Y Performance being tested in Germany. I mean, it's under camo, but I'm pretty sure we know what this is.
Now, this was a special one because Roland is into top spec cars, and this is the top spec that you can buy of the Model Y, which we have not seen so far. Quite a few interesting, I mean, the way they've captured these shots, it's professional photographers. I mean, they must be lurking around the Nürburgring all the time, waiting for random cars to pop up. And here we have a Model Y, new wheels from the looks of things. Some say they're similar to a Model S Plaid. A bit lower, a bit more aggressive. Obviously, this is not the final version. It's wrapped in quite a bit of camo. Tesla doesn't do this type of camo often. Usually, they just, cover it with a pretty big sort of a black cover, so you can't see anything. So this is a bit unique. So it must be closer than what we think in terms of its launch. And here it is, yeah.
I quite like the wheels. They look pretty chariot-like, right? Yeah, Tesla do good wheels, especially the performance specs. Now, we know that the Highland Performance was released, 6 months after the launch? So I reckon probably, with October gents, this should be out in Australia, hopefully?
Yeah.
Third quarter? Yeah. Roland, tempted?
No.
Oh.
No, not yet.
What if it's got hardware 5?
I'll wait for the spec sheet. I'll wait for the spec sheet. Gotta wait for the spec sheet. You gotta make sure that they have more differences from naked eye. From what you see, I personally don't feel like there's too much difference that you can see at the moment.
Yep.
I would have expected a much more different front bumper similar to the Model 3. But again, maybe that's why they've got camo, right? Maybe they're just testing the internals for this round.
Yeah, and maybe something's going on here.
You're right on the people with the photographers with the cameras. Have you seen? They're the ones that look like a whole telescope. They're the ones hiding in the bush.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a full-time job camping out at Nürburgring. for camo cars. Sign me up. I'll be up there if I could. Now, speaking of new cars, so we've got the Xpeng P7. Riz mentioned Xpeng recently, about 10 minutes ago. So the new P7 is, I guess, officially, well, is it launched? But something's happening. It's not, I don't think, is this the real car? Surely not.
Well, they reckon it's close. They reckon this is sort of the final design. Now, looking at this thing, it's, for whatever reason, it gives me like a Jaguar sort of vibes, like the larger Jaguar vehicles, the sedans, the sportbacks, a bit of maybe Panamera from the rear. But it's hard to believe like that this is going to be a real car, but apparently that's it.
I almost get Cybertruck vibes up the back. I don't know about you. This
Oh yeah.
this squarish light bar, and it's like in this metallic silver thing, right? But
I was
yeah,
thinking Polestar 5.
that was my next guess, Roland, and we've got a pic of that coming up too. Yeah, I mean this is definitely a sedan, isn't it?
Yeah, sportback sedan thing that they're saying. So this would be priced above the P7 Plus, which is available in China. And yeah, I guess we will soon know. It's not far from sort of officially being revealed and then getting into production and deliveries because China speed.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty cool to see.
Yeah, they've got aero and efficiency in mind, that's for sure. The way it sleeks back like that. Yeah, we know XMGP is Xpeng's narrative. They want to get that underway as well to match Tesla FSD. Although they did tell us it's as good, Riz, as you know. We were in Hong Kong recently. Learned all about XMGP and what they've got in store for us. So yeah, I'd love to see that launch as well in other markets, not just China.
On that note, gents, I read the article on this car actually on carnewschina.com, and they're saying that there's rumors that they want to go and rely on cameras for their FSD version as opposed to LiDAR and radar tech. So that'll be interesting.
I'm pretty sure the media thing we went to with Riz, they also said they're pretty much going down the road of camera based.
Yeah, vision only.
Yep, correct. So that's verified for sure. Yeah, all right. We'll watch this space for more Xpeng news.
Actually,
now,
just quickly sticking to Xpeng very, very quickly.
Sure.
Any update on Tesla Superchargers?
I've been keeping an eye out for social media posts, but looks like they're still not working, I think, in Australia. But anybody who's an Xpeng viewer, Xpeng owner in the chat, drop your comments.
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. As far as I know, no, I don't think it's fixed just yet, which is a shame. Now, on to BYD's Kei Car. Roland, take it away.
Tiny car. So the ones that love these Kei cars in Japan, they're basically just a really short and small compact vehicle. Most of their cars actually have, or a lot of their cars have sliding doors in the rear, which actually from a user perspective, like in shopping centers, they are absolutely amazing. But based from what I remember reading, they've ruled out apparently the BYD Seagull already, and this car, the Kei car, is smaller than the Seagull. So I don't know how it's going to get past safety, if at all. So specs wise, you can see they're tiny battery, 20 kilowatt hours, 180 k's range. So you'd expect real world range in the low 100s, I'd say. So it is potentially possible if that car ever gets to Japan that you could import it as a part of the SEV scheme over here. But like it's going to be a mission of a process and it's going to take a while to get here. And then at the end of the day, you don't know, these cars potentially won't be NCAP tested because it's not salty locally. So lots of questions flying around. But the size of the car, I think it's exciting. And for them to disrupt the market, right? Like, traditionally, China don't make vehicles for Japan. The Japanese make vehicles for their own country, and that's pretty much it. But now you've got a big disruptor coming in.
Now, Riz, you've been to China as well many times. Lots of these little cars around the streets that we've visited, right? Shanghai, Hangzhou, lots of little cars.
Yeah, every brand's got one. It's just the specification of this type of car is very much focused around the Japanese market. I think the best-selling car in Japan last year was the Honda N-Box, and that's pretty much a Kei car like this, a very boxy looking thing. So it is quite interesting, but as you say as well, Tom, there's plenty of small cars already. Obviously, this is very specific to one market, but we need to do a bit more here in Australia to have some sort of a, a inner city radius or areas where smaller cars can still, cohabitat with other vehicles. Because imagine, a car you can buy for about 10, 12 grand or rent it for $5 an hour or something like that you just need to get around the place in, and it's fully electric and, enough range, 100, 150 Ks is more than enough to get around. But we just haven't had any of those. We need to change some regulations to allow for that sort of stuff because, electric mobility is the cheapest form of mobility.
What's that Nissan? Is it? Oh, I forget the name.
Sakura?
Yeah, Sakura, isn't it? Kind of looks like that. There's one at the was it the EE show last year in Sydney?
Yeah, I think it was at Everything Electric last year. There was one with the Good Car Company.
That's right.
Yeah, they imported one for show.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about grey imports, right? Obviously, no warranty. Then obviously CHAdeMO charging as well. Oh no, this is BYD. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Japanese imports. But yeah, the warranty is a big concern, and parts, I suppose, if it's not an official car here. But it'd be cool to have, definitely. Although, how would you go up against some of the bigger cars on the road at the moment, right? They seem to be getting bigger and bigger.
I think the first litmus test is if we can get the BYD Seagull or the Dolphin Mini or the BYD Surf. They've changed the name of that car 3 times. So in the UK, it's going as the BYD Surf.
Oh, the Seagull?
Yeah, the Seagull.
Oh, okay. Surf, yeah, that could work here. Yeah. Yeah. I suppose, yeah, if it's with our beach kind of lifestyle. BYD Surf. Still with the ocean theme. Richard says he'd love a Baojun Yep or a Wuling Mini. I've seen those around China. They're cool, especially the minis. And It's Only Dale says hopefully we get the Geely Geom. Yes, got to test that one in China. That's fantastic. That'll sell so well if it comes here.
You've got the Geom, and then you've got the boxier version of the Geom, whatever that adventurer thing is. It looks a little bit like this Kei car that they've just released. It's got like these little grab handles on the front bonnet. Don't do anything. It's just a visual thing. But yeah, the boxier cars are also pretty popular. So yeah, hopefully we'll see a few manufacturers get into this space with smaller EVs.
It kind of reminds me of the Nissan Cube. I've seen a few of those around Sydney doing deliveries. John says, yeah, Firefly. I think that'd be good as well. That kind of size.
There's definitely a market for these like that size car.
Yeah. All right. We'll watch this space, especially if it's electric. Now, so the finally version 1.4.0 for BYD Seal is being rolled out. Long awaited. Lots of things to look out for, so I'll try and do a vid on that. But here's a little snapshot from Jason. I think EV trip planning is coming. Auto on off. I think there's pin to drive too. Optimize CarPlay with the rest of the infotainment system. So that'll be good to see. There we go. There's pin to drive, password to drive, and auto on off, which is good. So you may not need to push that power button anymore. So watch this space. I'll try and do a video on that this weekend for all you Seal owners out there. Because, I mean, the interface looks different on the Sea Line 7 and the Shark as well. So get a bit of a sneak preview in those cars for us Seal owners. Gaffer saying flowers, pathology. Yep, all that stuff for the BYD Kei Car. Yep. Awesome. Nissan Micra EV launched earlier this evening. Nice little car. Oh, right. Okay. Strolling Sydney, BYD Seagull would be the best affordable EV in Australia, which is great for people who need a small car and electric. Yeah, I love that little thing. It's great to see that when you're in China.
It drives like a go-kart.
Oh, even better.
It's really fun.
Oh, you've driven, haven't you, Riz? That's right.
Yeah, that's in Wuxi.
Yeah, nice. Is that the same size as the Picanto or a bit bigger?
I think it's a little bit bigger than the Picanto. But yeah, the Seagull itself, is it a bit bigger, a bit smaller? Anyway, it's close enough. I think it doesn't feel like a cheap car. Like you know, if anyone remembers the smaller Suzukis and things we used to get out of Japan, even the earlier Hyundai Excels, they were much more clunkier than what this Seagull or Dolphin Mini is. So it's heading to the UK in the right-hand drive, launching next month. So hopefully we are, you know, we're in the running, if possible, to get it here. But if, you know, if they lean on the excuse that it's not going to be ANCAP 5-star rated, so we won't bring it, I think there's definitely a market, especially inner city stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, the ANCAP rating isn't be all and end all, but yeah, it'd be nice to have a 5-star for that. Be hard, I guess, with the small size. But look, you know, if it doesn't get 5-star, you'd have to look at it as to why it didn't. But yeah, good to see that car here. For under 25 grand, hopefully. That'll be really good. Would you say it's about the same size as like the Mazda 2?
Yeah, it'd be very close to that. It's obviously smaller than the Dolphin. Picanto would be the closest sort of car that we do get. MG3, I think, is a little bit bigger. But yeah, but it's got plenty of space on the inside. That's pretty impressive the way they packaged it all up. Hasn't got a frunk, but it's reasonable enough. Like I could sit in it. I'm not the tallest person, but I could sit in the driver's seat and be able to sit in the back and have enough room for, you know, medium sort of trips. Nothing long distance, but it's really well built. And in China now, it comes with God's Eye, which is their self-driving sort of system. I mean, there's levels to it. The cheaper cars definitely have, you know, just, I guess, level 2 sort of basic assistance. But yeah, quite interesting that even the cheapest car now, and it's free, it comes with the car.
I want to take Roland to the track with a Seagull that's souped up, top spec, go-kart mode. Let's do it, Roland.
That'll be fun. Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it.
So there definitely is a market, and they can't say the excuse. They can't use the excuse to say, "Oh, the car's too small." There are other cars that are just as small in Australia today.
100%. Yep. I know it's a step down from the Spectre, Riz, but yeah, that's all right. We'll take it anyway. Test drive.
You got to drive yourself.
Yeah, forget it.
Exactly.
All right, let's move on to Supercharger news. So here we go. Altona, Meadows, and Victoria under construction. 6 stalls. Looks like a V4. Hopefully open access.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty important site because there's a lot of electric cars west of Melbourne, and there haven't been any supercharger sites until this one, sort of in the main metropolitan area of west of Melbourne. So pretty important site when it finally opens. Yeah, it looks like it's not far.
Cool. West of Melbourne, hey? So, yeah, good for that side. Is it on the way to Adelaide, or no, it's still kind of in the city?
Well, it sort of is. It's Altona, where the Toyota plant is, or Laverton. It's sort of 10-15 k's west of Melbourne.
Okay. Oh, okay, right. So it's still kind of, pretty close. Yeah, Richard, I agree. I would buy a Seagull as well at the right price. Got a couple of teenagers in the family now, so that'd be a great sort of, P1, P2 kind of vehicle for coming years. It'd be so good. Ray says, I wonder, would BYD name a minibus called a humpback? Love it. Maybe Blue Whale. Geez. BYD Blue Whale. That rolls off the tongue. Yeah, copyright that before BYD takes it. Jason says, does it have an umbrella? Well, you could probably buy a Rolls-Royce umbrella for the same price as a Seagull, I would say.
That's right.
That's right. Leon asks if the Altona will be open to all. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. The Pakenham site that's also coming up southeast of Melbourne, only 4 stalls, but it might be a prefabricated one. So we saw a prefabricated supercharger. I think it was at Bordertown in South Australia last year. But this time around, I think this 4-stall one in Pakenham out to Gippsland or towards Gippsland is hopefully not too far from getting commissioned as well. So yeah, we'll see if it's open to non-Teslas. Yeah,
great to see more Tesla superchargers opening up. Here's another one in Armidale, which is in sort of north of Sydney, up near Tamworth up there. So 4 stalls. I would say this is open access. Looking at little Little QR code there, I can see just there. So yeah, good to see more chargers up that way. This is V4 as well, which is good. And speaking of Armidale, we've got more non-Tesla chargers up that way coming soon. Well, I think it's open already, actually. This is an EV charger. This is courtesy of Simon H., one of our viewers who drives an EV6. So good to see EV moving away from tritium and expanding out to other brands too, like Kempower, which we know is fairly reliable. So EV6, for those who don't know, is an 800-volt car. So there it is there. That's Simon's red car charging away. And there it is there, 4 stalls with Kempower. And there's also a redundant AC, it's just a little AC unit there as well, which is good. I shouldn't say redundant. For redundancy, in case these don't work, the DCs don't work. Now, I did mention it was an 800-volt car, and he wanted me to show this pic, which shows that it's charging at 203 kilowatts. So it can offer what the EV6 can take in terms of speed, which is great to see. Look, I guess, we talk about Xpeng not being able to charge at Tesla superchargers, but if we have more chargers like this, Riz and Roland, then it shouldn't be too much of an issue, you would think.
They just need trip planning, and then I think that's it. Great package. Yeah, which I think Xpeng has. It's got decent trip planning and range predictor as well. So it's almost perfect. It's just the Tesla issue for now in Australia, which wouldn't be an issue in other sort of more developed countries which have better charging facilities than ours. So it's just here. Tesla's got a good network, so it is what it is. Richard saying BP Pulse has been moving from tritium to Alptronic as well. That's good. Yes, fantastic. Yes, Lewis, 1 hour north of Tamworth. That's correct for the Armidale charger. New RAV4 revealed. Okay, great news for EVs. The price will be above most SUV EVs. Okay.
It's a big step for Toyota because it's got a plug-in hybrid version that will be offered in Australia.
Okay, so it might be worth reviewing if it's a plug-in. We'll to make friends with Toyota.
Probably a couple of. I think even the current RAV4 owners that are ordering the older car are still waiting nearly 12 to 18 months to get there. So this is probably, if you place an order on one whenever it gets launched, it will probably be 2 to 3 years before anyone gets it. So it's a while away.
It's a conspiracy, Riz. Getting people to drive EVs. That's what it is.
Well, this is the opportunity. So BYD and others, if you're listening, fill out all the segments that these manufacturers are no longer in. Small cars, you've tried your hands at the Ute, mid-sized sort of SUVs, electric cars that are cheaper than the petrol equivalent. I recently briefly drove the MG S5, the new, based on the MG4. And, if I was really looking for clickbaity sort of headlines for that review, it'd be like the Toyota RAV4 killer, because it is 10-15 grand cheaper than sort of a mid-spec RAV4, but it's got all the bells and whistles.
Yeah. I accidentally was a passenger in an S5 today. I won't say who drove me around, but it was fun. I was in the front seat, and it's probably under embargo, so I won't say anything about it, but I gotta say, it's one thing I will say, it is night and day compared to the MG4. It's like the interior is so much more plush. I can't believe it's the same manufacturer. So hats off to MG. I don't know what you guys have done, but it's a nice car, and I think it'll give the Geely EX5 a run for its money. So watch this space. The review is coming. Yeah, cool. Here we go. Murray's saying the Toyota RAV4 plug-in hybrid features an 18.1 kilowatt hour lithium-ion battery pack. That's good. That's a decent size. That's like the same size as a BYD C-Line 6.
Yeah.
So that's good. Good. Hopefully decent range too. Yeah, Richard, MGS5 is sweet. It's a good price as well. So, yep, I agree. I'm still waiting for one of you to take the Tavascan for a spin. It is scheduled in my diary, so don't worry, it's coming. So stay tuned, everyone. The Cooper Tavascan is coming. Gee, the Coopers look good, gents, don't they?
Very good. Yep.
Yep. All right. My sister got in early with an MG ZS EV. It is a far cry from the MG ZS EV. It is a so much better car. So it's a good car. All right, let's keep going. So actually, we'll just want to quickly thank our sponsors at the halfway mark. So thank you to mycar, Tyre Auto. Thank you to Hankook Driving Emotion, and thank you also to Riz from Carloop, data to empower Australia's EV revolution. Just partially blocking the Polestar 4 behind there. What a beautiful car. Not sponsoring the channel, by the way, just saying. It's a nice car. All right. Now, gents, what do you think about this? This is something that Richard tagged me, and this is from Howard Murphy. This is from Moonee Pond Central Shopping Centre management team with an electric car charging station warning sign. Thank you for not smoking and no naked flames around an electric car charging station. Is there any sort of truth to this? Or is this warranted, really, near a charging station?
I think that should just be standard anyway.
Yeah.
Not just specifically for this.
Yes, I tend to agree. Let us know in your comments there, everyone, if you're watching. I don't know. I don't think smoking would probably do anything near an electric car. Probably has far less risk compared to smoking near an ICE car. Same with naked flames. I don't think it'd do much either. So, is it risk of an electric shock? I don't know. I mean, they're all IP66 rated, right? All these plugs and chargers. So, I think they're well insulated from anything like that, I would have thought. Anyway, interesting. I've never seen that before near an EV charging station. Hopefully we won't see more of this stuff. But you're right, Roland. It should be just a general precaution rather than specifically near an EV charging station. A bit weird. Warning about swooping magpies. Yeah. Maybe that's more appropriate around spring. No smoking near EV owners. I'm up for that too. Yep. And no vaping either. Yep. Oh, here we go. Jeanette saying the last fast charger I used also had a warning sign in Miriam Vale. That's a shame. Leftover stickers from petrol stations? Yep. Weird. Do EV drivers smoke? Does anyone here smoke as an EV driver? I'll say no, I don't smoke. Yeah, it looks like the sticker's secondhand from a petrol station supply. Yet it says electric car charging station. Weird. Okay, we'll leave it at that. 4 weeks for the C-Line 7 Riz. That's a long wait.
Yeah, okay, interesting. So, I think they've had quite a good amount of supply. I'm seeing a fair few of them. I'm sure Roland is, and you are as well, Tom. I don't know about this. Quite a few. I got an Uber the other day, and that was a C-Line 7.
Oh, really?
Got in the
Wow.
got in the back. It was pretty plush. The guy was pretty happy, and I did notice a little bit of body roll in the back, but that's just that's all good. Apart from that, it's very comfortable. Very nice car.
It's a good ride. Yep, I can guarantee that. 1900 Ks of driving on that thing. It's a good, very comfy ride. Yeah, I guess body roll. It's an SUV, right? So it's gonna have a bit more roll than a sedan, I suppose.
It's expected.
Yeah, that's a good car, I must say. Yeah, I agree, Tassie. C-Line 7 out already and seen a few on the roads. Definitely seen a few in Sydney, for sure. Had a few viewers text me as well with their pics. So yeah, congratulations to all the C-Line 7 owners who've just taken delivery. That's great.
It is a very nice car. I guess the one thing is, just as a comparison to that 4 weeks wait time, I'm seeing some stuff on Xpeng owners groups around orders that were supposed to be picked up this week, but apparently one of the owners was told that, hey, I don't know what's happened to the car, but now it's going to be August. So
Wow.
Quite a bit of a delay for some of them. I guess the demand must be high, but at the same time, by August, do you get the new car or do you get the old car?
That's the thing, right? We're getting close to end of the year, right? When the rumors are that that's when the new one is coming. So do you wait, right? That's the question.
But this is the thing. The new one's already, like we saw it in Hong Kong, and the new one's already out in China. So it should be, there shouldn't be this delay between left-hand drive and right-hand drive markets.
100%. We're good to see some figures on the sales when the deliveries do arrive as well. So, I think there's rumors it's like 500 deliveries so far. Yeah. So
500 to 600 so far, and I think they're averaging anywhere between 100 to 150 a month. I'm not sure if that's because of the shipping or whatever it is, but I thought a lot of the shipping delays were in Q1. So let's watch this space.
Watch this space, indeed. Someone has just posted on Zeekr Facebook group that dealers are sending out info packs for 7X. Oh, deposit of $2,000 refundable and could likely start rear-wheel drive 65 to 70 grand. That's a good price for the Zeekr 7X. Wow.
That's the fastest charging car.
There's three specs on the post. I've got it here. So it's a rear-wheel drive, 65 to 70,000, and then there's rear-wheel drive long range, 70 to 78,000, and then the all-wheel drive, which is 78 to 85,000.
That's Roland's car.
And then five colors: forest green, brook blue, onyx black, crystal white, tech grey.
Nice. 6570 is well, it's on the higher end compared to the other sort of mid-size SUVs, but for that car is a pretty good price.
It is, yeah.
Quick one. Yeah, you go first, Riz.
Colors, Roland, you mentioned orange as well?
No. So green, blue, grey, white, and black.
Okay, cool. That's more than what's available in some of the European markets. So that's cool.
Oh, okay.
Green, you say?
Yeah, forest green. It looks
cool. Green.
Yeah, it looks like for the ones that Aston Martin green or BMW's Isle of Man green. It's that really dark green color.
It's dark green, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. What I was going to say was, whilst you've got those pricing there, traditionally, like if you look on the online configurator for Zeekr X and 009, they've actually known to have quite a high delivery cost.
Yes.
The delivery fee. So need to bear that in mind and see if they're going to do anything about that as a part of it.
Is it a couple of grand, I think, from memory, for Zeekr? Yeah,
it was a couple of $1,000s.
Yeah, similar to Tesla, right? Tesla's like $1,500 or something, delivery fee.
Oh, I think it's $2,000 or $3,000 I've seen.
Yeah, right. Okay, interesting. I wonder whether that's the deposit, although it's refundable, I suppose.
Yeah. But yeah, so that news was someone posting to say their local dealer sent that information to them. So $2,000 refundable deposit as estimated pricing. And then I think they mentioned further down in the thread, potentially delivery in October.
Yeah, cool. I definitely want to do a test on a Tesla Supercharger with that car. I'd be very, very curious. Very curious.
Tom, have you had a chance to drive it?
Oh, you know what? I have not yet. No, not yet. I'd love to.
You've sat in one, right?
Definitely.
It's such a plushy car.
So nice.
And I sort of got a chance to drive it in December at Ningbo, just not at the racetrack, but they'd set up like a separate part of the track. And they'd even set up a ramp where you could like take the car and sort of go on a bit of an angle and then lift two wheels and bring them down. It's very plushy, very, very nice car, very capable as well. Handling wise, it handles, quick turns sort of at speed. It does a pretty good job for an SUV. So Zeekr has done a good job with it at prices like sort of 65 to 70 grand for a rear wheel drive. Even at 70 grand, I was expecting more 75, but 70 grand for one of the world's fastest, Australia's fastest charging car. I think it's a pretty incredible LFP battery, over 500 kilometers of range. It looks nice. It's very plushy. It's very well thought out. So anyone that's had a chance to sit in it at the shows that we've had them at, Everything Electric and the Melbourne Motor Show, it's very impressive car.
Now, Roland and I did a guessing video for the price of this car.
I
can't remember what I said, Roland, so you'll have to look it up, what we thought the prices were.
I'll look it up and I'll post it on the comments for anyone watching this. Yes.
Next week, maybe. I mean, I don't think they could have gone much higher than this price because there's such a competitive segment, right? You got Tesla Model Y, D-Power, you got Xpeng, obviously, BYD C-Line 7. They're all under 60 grand, so they really cannot go much higher. So I'm glad Zeekr listened to the market. Now, Strolling Sydney said, today I saw an Atto 3 owner leaving the charge port cover hanging and do not close the flap. Weird driver, I would say. Not that weird, because as Gene says, a certain Tom G, i.e. yours truly, did the same thing when reviewing the Atto 3, so it does happen. I think at the time I was driving my Tesla a lot, so I'm just used to that flap going down, so I just forgot. had the butt plugs hanging out, so yeah, it does happen. Yes, I'm a weirdo too. Yeah, all right, cool. Thanks for the news about the Zeekr 7X, guys. That's great. Good to hear. Now, Roland, you mentioned the Polestar 5 before, and I have to agree with you. The Xpeng 7 looks a bit like this. Yes, so this is the Polestar 5. I assume engineering testing on the way to Port Augusta spotted in South Australia.
Such a good-looking car.
It is good, isn't it? It's like the Polestar 4, but just lowered.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. It looks good from the front. It looks really, really nice. Really aero.
Can we do a guess the price on this car?
Yes.
So, Rowan, you seem to know what's going on. How much is this?
So I had to look up the specs because all I remember was they said they wanted to take on the Porsche Taycan.
Yeah.
So let me give you some specs quickly, and then let's
Please.
take some guesstimates. So it's 800-volt architecture. It is being marketed as a 4-door GT car, 650 kilowatts, 900 Newton meters of torque.
All-wheel drive?
I'm going to say, yes. I'm going to say this has got to be like 160.
Riz?
Look, knowing what they priced the Polestar 3 at, and then they bought like a rear-wheel drive version of that car at under 120, I can't see it more than 150. Purely because if they have any hope of selling any volume at all, it's sort of needs to be 150. But Roland, you're probably right on the money with 160.
I was gonna use the Polestar 4 as reference before Roland said it's an 800-volt car, all-wheel drive, GT kind of spec. I have to agree with you, gents. I think it's got to be pretty close to 150. It won't be near the Polestar 4, which is about 95, 99, I think, for the rear-wheel drive. So if it's all-wheel drive and 800 volts, that kind of torque, then yeah, it's probably 150. Yeah, and it's not going to be high volume. That's fine. I mean, it's a pretty special looking car. So
wait for a used one.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Let it drop by 50% first in the next 2 years. Yeah.
So this car at 150, and assume the P7 comes at 90.
Can I say something quickly? I forgot to mention it before.
Yep.
I read in that Car News China article on the Xpeng P7, they did trademark the name P7 Ultra.
Okay.
So maybe that's the one that you're waiting for.
I mean, Xiaomi's got the S7 Ultra, right? So Ultra is the new word. Yeah, I mean, Tassie Evie saying there will be a cheaper rear-wheel drive car, I'm sure. Agreed. And longer range too. They'll bring out the Roland spec first, like the all-wheel drive GT, and then work down to the Tom spec. So, look, if this is a rear-wheel drive, 800 volts, gents, I mean, it's for 110, you reckon? Like the low spec?
Yeah, 120, like it can't be lower than
in the early six figures.
Early six, yeah, cool. Yeah, can't be more than that. No way. I think the Polestar 3, I don't know. I think that's way overpriced. I think Polestar 4 is a much better proposition, just personally. Haven't driven both. How about you guys? Ray saying looks kind of like a 380Z Nissan, long front, short back. Yeah, good point. Have you seen the video of Apple CarPlay Ultra? Yes, I will get to that very shortly. There's some good stuff coming out of Apple CarPlay. Excuse me. All right. So thanks, Roland, for that. That's the Polestar 5 and your post again. So we've got IM5, IM6 getting ADR approvals, which is good.
Lots of specs. So it's basically you got two battery sizes, 75 and 100, and then you've got a rear-wheel drive and a Lux version, and then four-wheel drive and a Lux version. So Lux, I couldn't find specifically what in terms of any accessories or anything. It did show in the ADR approval, which I didn't mention here because the text started getting too long. It showed all of those specs, and in the options there was air suspension. So it seems like that might not be a top spec only thing. It might be something that you can actually option in any of the variants.
Now, air suspension, because I've got air suspension in my Model S. That's being able to lower and raise the suspension anytime, right? Is that what you mean by that?
So I think it depends on the final specs. So air suspension is, I guess, just the suspension on airbags. So it's actually more comfortable. Then you've got ones that just do that. Then you've got adjustable ones where, as an example, you can go up, down,
Right.
whether it's in the boot or as in the car to lower and raise it. And then you've got adaptive ones where it just monitors every millisecond and it adjusts as you go. So
That's
don't
like the
know which version.
It's like BYD's like DISUS suspension, isn't it? The adaptive stuff, yeah.
Yep.
Does that mean air suspension just makes it floatier? Like make it more like a yacht?
More comfortable, supposedly.
Right.
But it can also mean if you take a corner harder than you'd normally do, could feel like a boat.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. That's like kind of opposite of GT go-kart mode, right? Sort of float around the corner.
But this car begs the question of when does a car get too powerful and too accessible to the public? Like 550 kilowatts. Like that is supercar, hypercar territory that normally the general public would not have access to unless you're well in the $500,000 car.
Should we have special licenses for these things, I wonder? Good question. The IM6 you posted as well, I think got approval too.
Yeah, both of them. I think the IM5, the sedan was first, and then the 6 came 2 days later. So spec-wise, the electric motor is exactly the same, just the shape differences and the wheels were different. That's all that the ADR approval stated. No other details.
Jans, I'm going to get your opinion. Which car looks better, the sedan or the SUV?
Sedan.
Yeah, I'd say the sedan too. Yep.
Just a quick one on this, and I agree with you, Roland. Like 570 kilowatts is a lot of car in terms of the power. Pricing wise, now I've had early previews of this car, saw it, drove it. Now in China, they've got a new version. So what are we getting? So this is the issue, right? Like in China, every car has got a new version. So is the right-hand drive market going to be getting the latest and the greatest, or are we getting something? I don't know what the main differences are, but it definitely is, a lot more sort of plushier, and they've had a few differences in the car. It rides, it's very comfortable the way it rides, but it is a big car. It's sort of like, close to 5 meters. So it's not that nimble around corners. Lots of tech, lots of stuff's thrown in, very comfortable. Self-parking works really well. But yeah, I mean that if the base model is around $75,000 on the IM5, and the top spec, which is the Roland spec at 99,000 plus on roads or whatever it is going to be, and it's sold through the MG dealers, I guess we'll find out what happens, because the Cyberstar is not selling very well. This is a bit more practical, and it's very tech focused, so we'll find out.
To say the Cyberstar is not practical is the understatement of having had it for the week. It's fun for about a day, and then it's really annoying having to get out with the doors swinging open like that. And yeah, it's kind of a look at me car, isn't it? But look, it's fun. It is fun for that price. But yeah, 4.9 is a big car, isn't it? Considering most mid-size SUVs is 4.7, 4.8. Is this the first time in history that this is happening, where we just cannot keep up with the OEMs, like bringing out new cars all the time? Or is this? I just don't know. I haven't been following that long, but Riz, I mean, you probably know better. In the past we import a lot of cars, I know, into Australia, but this China time thing is an issue, isn't it? With cars coming out quicker than we can keep up with.
Definitely, and I think Roland could probably, share his insights on this as well. But I've never seen a time this exciting. Like, it is very hard to keep up, and we're talking about this 6-9 months ago, Tom, it was going to be hard to review cars. It's going to be hard to keep on top of everything. And it's getting harder and harder with so many new models and so many new brands. This week, 2 new brands contacted me about potentially entering in the next 6 to 9 months, and it's getting busier and busier. So, and they're all going to be bringing multiple models into our market. The key is they bring the latest model possible, because I'd hate to be the person that goes and as an early adopter and pays 100 grand for one of these cars, and then 6 months down the track, there's a car that was just around the corner that has, a few more changes, because this is continuously going to happen with the amount of competition in China. But our market, I think early adopters, you can't burn them.
You could do that probably like, when I bought my Model S, like 8 years ago, or even 5 years ago when we bought my Model 3, it wasn't a problem because a new car might come out a year or a year after, like it normally does. But now it's like, oh, no. Like we just spoke about Xpeng earlier. These cars have not been delivered yet, and there's a new car probably going to come in like 6 months. It's nuts. It really is crazy. And the volume leaks at Riz, it's insane. I've got, I think I've got 4 or 5 cars to review in the next week. I might need to quit my day job pretty soon. I can't keep up personally as a reviewer. So it's a lot happening. I'm going to try this, gents. This is a new thing I just noticed on StreamYard. Show comments on stage. Let's have a look. Let's see if this works. Live comments from viewers will appear on screen during your stream. Keep the conversation going. I wonder if that works. No, I can't see anything.
Maybe people have to type new messages. Maybe people can put up, how much do you think the IM5 and 6 is going to be?
Yes. Let's do that. Do I need to do anything? No. That just happens. We'll see.
So people start.
Oh, yeah.
I see it.
Yeah, nice. That's cool. There you go. You get part of the show now, everyone. I like that. That's really cool. You are part of the EV show on Ludicrous Feed Live, everyone. This should encourage more people to type comments. Excellent. $5.50. I think it'd be more than that, unfortunately.
88,888 as the base spec.
Yes, and 88 cents.
It's.
I just want to thank Sensei too for a membership. Appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Cool. All right. Let's keep pushing on. Almost at the end of the show. And we didn't share this last week, but this is someone who drew some white lines in their garage floor, and the Tesla Autopark now parks itself a lot easier. That's a pretty good idea, actually.
Genius.
Absolute genius. Correct. So smart. Amazing. It works pretty well. Give that a try, everyone. And also for all you Novocastrians up north, there's a new showroom coming to Newcastle, apparently, for Tesla. So there it is, on the street corner there. Tesla has leased the site. Yeah, 23 Tudor Street and 214 Parry Street, Newcastle West. So hopefully there'll be some open access Tesla superchargers there as well. It's fantastic. Yeah, here we go. Like Richard, I've now got comments over comments on TV. Yes.
Ooh.
Correct. Here we go. On my Android TV. Oh, okay, the comments stream on the right-hand side of the screen anyway. How smart is that? That's cool. Nice. Has Tesla mentioned any news in regards to FSD trials in Melbourne, Australia? I don't think officially just yet.
There were roles available a couple of months ago, earlier this year. So, and we saw the car itself is sort of a hardware for Black Model 3. So that video footage would be pretty recent as well, probably using the latest software. I think I didn't zoom into it, but people were zooming into the screen, and I think the the navigation was saying something in miles, possibly. So it's maybe using the US stack still, but hey, still good to see. It's not going to be hard. They know what to do. It's just seeing more and more of it, and just makes it a real thing for people.
Yeah, that's right. Good to see it now part of the world. Richard saying, have you mentioned the new showroom coming to, I can't pronounce this suburb, Nunawading in Victoria, in Melbourne. Yep. Yeah.
East of Melbourne. there is a new showroom going up there. Should be opening pretty soon. And then there's potential plans for something out west as well, so west of Melbourne, or potentially north. So I think that Tesla is now on top of upgrading the supercharger network or adding more sites. They're starting to add more of a footprint around different, especially the capital cities, and hopefully then smaller and regional sites as well into the future.
Yeah, cool. That's good. Now, looks like AEVA, Australian Electric Vehicle Association, have launched a 1300 member helpline. This is a really good initiative. Now, this is not a public number, so I won't put it out there, but it looks like you can ring up and ask for help if you're a member. And look, I can see our good friend Sarah Aubrey, who went to China with us with Geely, is providing voice recordings. That's great.
Hey.
If you want to hear Sarah's lovely voice, then give this number a call if you remember. So I think this could be quite useful, Riz and Roland, if you are, I guess, new to the EV world. You're stuck somewhere with an Xpeng, for example, can't charge it a Tesla Supercharger, or you can't get another charger working for whatever reason, then this could be a very helpful resource.
Yeah, that's the plan, to try and get people to, I guess, not be scared to ask. You're contacting an association of owners, not going to try and sell you anything, but hopefully be able to help you out when you need it, whether you're new to the EV game or want to know a bit more. So pretty open. Full disclosure, I'm the director for Victoria for AEVA, and all the members across the country do a really good job to promote electric mobility. So yeah, feel free to have a look at this service and check out the website and other resources. And yeah, it's a good initiative.
Yeah, it's really, really good. And this hotline is run by volunteers for our members, not roadside assistants, definitely not triple O, but good to have volunteers helping out. That's great. And that's what the AEVA has been about all these years. So well done.
Very good.
Cool. Okay. Richard's saying he's been running Know Your EV sessions for AEVA. It's surprising how many owners have never road tripped or fast charged. This is not obvious. Correct. It's not obvious at all. I think it's important as an EV owner like us who've been around for a while to assume people are new to the game. I think it's good. That's why we do these shows, right? It's not always assumed knowledge. Grandpa wants to see a track race between me and Roland, not just to talk about it. Look, we know Roland's going to win, right? He's got top spec. I've got top spec. It's
everything.
It's just not going to work. Sorry. I will be in Roland's car. I want to be on Roland's team.
Tom,
Definitely.
when you talk to MG, just tell them to get the IM5 and 6 at Eastern Creek, so we can use those new Hyundai fast chargers as well, and you can test two things at once.
Yes. I want a Seagull go-kart spec.
That's it.
Back on AEVA, looks like they're demanding financial pain for broken chargers. I wasn't sure what this article was about. Was that just wanting like installers to be accountable? Is that right?
I think so. To be honest, I haven't read that one yet, but yeah, I believe that's sort of the rhetoric that, if things are not working, either pull them out or be able to, provide an alternative. But I guess how you actually go about getting operators to move the needle, it has to hurt them financially.
Yeah, it's still a big issue, the charger anxiety for sure. So I think there's got to be some accountability. I think I did skim over the article. I think they're asking for government accountability too, to try and get these people to get these things repaired. And just quickly towards the end of the show, ACT hitting EV charger goal. There we go. So how we got 180 public EV chargers in the ACT, so they hit their target, which is great. And Canberra EV motorists can access over 250 individual charging bays across the ACT. That's very good. Good to see the ACT being progressive with this stuff. It's good. Here we go. Richard's got more news on that article from the AEVA and the Driven. The article claims that something like 13% of chargers in Australia are currently broken. Yeah, that's terrible, isn't it? That's like 87% uptime. Shocking. Tassie EV saying it's about reliability metrics and requiring uptime on chargers along with penalties for CPOs to fix the chargers. Yep.
Now, I may be wrong, but at the Everything Electric show, I think Electric Vehicle Council launched some sort of an app called Charge at Large. And I thought that maybe that's what they were aiming at, which was try and have more transparency around the data from charge point operators on uptime and reliability. I think that data piece is already built into the New South Wales grants and some of the other sort of grants that are state government run programs. But I'm not sure how that would go with private operators who generally keep that information pretty close to their chest because it's sort of, sensitive for their business models.
Yeah, maybe we should legislate that they need to release their uptime data too, right? That'd be good in this initial sort of stage. Jay's asking, will you do a Melbourne to Sydney trip on the 7X? I think we'll go somewhere else. Might go to Brisbane this time, just for a change. If we could do if we can do Tesla superchargers, then we've done it. Like, we know Yass works, we know Albury works, so might go somewhere else. We'll have to reach out to Zeekr. Andrew, I know you're watching. You know what to ask. You know who to call. All right, let's keep going. Almost at the end, everyone. Now, we talked about Apple CarPlay Ultra. I won't play the vid, but anyone else watch this video? Looks pretty cool. It looks like Aston Martin might be one of the first to integrate Apple CarPlay into their infotainment and instrument cluster system.
Exactly what Aston customers were waiting for and have been wanting.
Who's next? Rolls-Royce?
Wearing a James Bond suit.
That's it. Well, look, on the serious side, if Apple can do this and integrate like battery management systems, then it could actually be really good for EV trip planning and finding chargers, right?
But I guess the real question is, why haven't they done it so far? Because Android Automotive has been around for a long time. The first Polestar 2s had it back in 2021, 2022.
Yep. It's very
It's
true.
an Apple thing.
Correct.
Apple takes years to, I don't know if anyone's into the big tech stuff, but iPad only released a calculator app like a year or two ago.
Really? Oh, they finally got one.
Yes. Yes. So they take a long time to iterate and make things, I guess, Apple perfect, if that's a word.
I could finally use all my USB-C cables, Roland, for my iPhone, so I'm very happy for that. I can chuck up my lightning cables now. Yeah. Anyway, if this comes more standardized across new EVs, then I'm all for it, because some of the infotainment systems just are not great. So if we can make it sort of Apple standard to match Android Automotive standard, then I'm all for that. It'd be good. Okay, let's finish up the show with. I'll share this one because I saw this. Someone tagged me on X, but this is a graphic of China's exports in the last 10, 11 years. You can see, obviously, China exponentially growing and overtaking traditional car makers like Japan, Germany, and US. So we've seen this in our lifetime in the last 2 years. So I think it's probably real, guys. What do you reckon?
It's hardcore.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, right? Funny seeing the US dip as well. I mean, did the US export that many cars?
I think a lot of the Fords and stuff used to get sort of
American
export. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, the Germans definitely going down. Oh, picking up a little bit there. Yeah. Interesting times watching the transition in front of our eyes, eh? Amazing. Alrighty. Gents, I think that might be it for this evening. It's been great. Anything else you guys want to add before we sign off?
No.
Melbourne Motor Show coming up end of next month.
Yep. Thanks, Riz. Let's plug that one more time. So that's the Melbourne International EV Autoshow. We've got tickets, Ludicrous Feed special tickets. That's in the video description. Check those out. It's on the 27th, 28th, 29th of June, and Riz and myself will be involved with that. And I don't know whether Roland will be going as well, but you might see him too. You never know. But yeah, it'd be good if you're in Melbourne, or if you're not, come on down and check out the show. It'd be good to see all the latest cars and a lot of experts on stage chatting as well.
And AEVA, as well as Tesla Owners Club of Australia, will also be there just to represent us owners. So if anyone's interested, do come and say hi. And lots of expert talks and other things happening. A lot of activities as well. I believe there's some autonomous vehicle tests and also test drives and other things. So check out those tickets in the link that Tom will share on the live stream.
Yes, and a plug for Roland's YouTube channel as always. There you go, youtube.com/ZapToYou.
Thank you.
Link in the description. Thanks, Roland, for joining us. And Andrew never fails from Zeekr. He might be going to South Australia. Tom, keep you posted. Yes, please keep me posted about the 7X. I definitely want to go and have a look.
Don't forget me, Andrew. Don't forget me.
Don't forget Riz.
Yeah,
Don't forget
me
Roland.
too while you're at it. Me too while you're at it. All of
That's
us.
awesome. Thanks, Andrew. And thanks, everyone, too. Yeah, Riz, what else is coming up in the next few days for you?
Next few days will be quite interesting. I've got to close a few airline deals. I will be overseas, but I should be back for next week's live stream. A few more things to sort of share after that. But yeah, apart from that, I think it's all looking very exciting. We're finding it harder and harder to keep up. I'm genuinely excited about the Zeekr 7X. I think there's a lot of interest in that car. And, we know how good that brand and the capabilities are. But just looking at all the others that are coming behind them as well, it's going to be a very exciting 2025 and beyond.
Oh, yeah. 7X GT, guys. Let's hopefully Andrew will bring that as well. Andrew, please. Yeah. Roland, what's coming up in the next few days for you?
I need to find time so I can finally install replace my air filters on my Model X.
Ah.
I
Okay.
bought it to do a DIY to show everyone as well, if anyone's buying a Model X, on how easy or hard it is. Like, you should see the size of the HEPA filter is literally like
Whoa.
a meter long. Like, it's huge.
If you'd like to
Yeah,
see
so-
Roland pull his car apart, follow his channel, ZapToYou.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
hopefully, if the weather clears up, then I can do that. So yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Roland, for joining us tonight, and thank you, Riz, as well. Have a safe flight overseas. Hopefully the Bonza team look after you, and so good that you can commit to the show next week as well.
Oh, no, should be great. And likewise, Roland and Tom, have an awesome week ahead. And everyone that's tuned in and that will be watching it on replay or listening to us on the podcast.
Thanks, Riz. Thanks, Roland. Thanks, all you guys, for commenting
you all.
tonight. Thank you. We shall see you all next week, as always. So take care, and as always, happy charging. See you now.
Bye.